All praises to Yahweh. Bahashem Hamakiak Yahweh Shai. Today's title is going to be Holy Man's Role. Holy Man's Role. We're going to see what the role of the man in the family, as a husband, as a father, and a few scriptures to see what he's supposed to do in our gatherings. Appreciate everyone joining in with us at this time. As always, we're going to just state John 8:32 states what? And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Okay, let's hit 1 John chapter 2, verse 21. As you know, and for those who've been with me before, we always have an introduction to that thing. Read.
The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 21.
Come on.
I have not written unto you because ye know not the truth, but because ye know it, and that no lie is of the truth.
No lie is of the truth. Come on, read it one more time.
I have not written unto you because ye know not the truth, but because ye know it, and that no lie is of the truth.
So that no lie is of the truth. There's no lies in this Bible. As long as you stand on the law, statutes, and commandments, you will be successful. Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 8. Come on.
The book of Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 8. So they read in the book in the law of God distinctly and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
So I don't have to go into breaking these down. I got so many videos with the breaking down of those a couple of scriptures. We're going to keep on pushing and pressing. Proverbs chapter 9 verse 10 now. Come on.
The book of Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
Read it one more time.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
So if you call yourself to partaking in this Bible, read that part one more time.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
This is how you gonna get understanding and wisdom, because you first have to establish a fear factor for the Most High. Read.
And the knowledge of the holy is understanding. And
the knowledge of what Yahweh, the Most High, has is what?
Understanding.
It will be understanding to you, man. Psalms chapter 1, Psalms chapter 111, verse 10. Come on.
The book of Psalms chapter 111 and verse 10.
Come on.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
What did it say?
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Read it one more time for him.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
So this is how you first establish yourself as being a follower or a doer of this word. By doing what?
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Establish that fear factor for the Most High. Come on.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
Come on.
His praise endureth forever.
He ain't gonna never stop, man. Regardless of what the non-believer might think, or you might believe in Buddha or Islamic or whatever your belief is. He said he gonna come back and demolish all the idols out of the earth, man. They all are garbage, in other words. Let's look at Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13 now. Come on.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Let us do what?
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Because today's topic is holy man's role. Come on.
Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
Come on.
And keep his commandments.
And do what?
And keep his commandments.
All 613 of them. Come on.
For this is the whole duty of man.
This is the whole duty of a man. And read it one more time from the top.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter, regardless of what it is. Come on.
Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
Because this is how you start yourself off into understanding what's going on. Come on.
And keep his commandments.
And do what?
And keep his commandments.
And don't feel fretful because there's 613 commandments. I can name one area where the white man got over 20,000 laws in the area of toting guns. Come on.
For this is the whole duty of man.
This is what?
The whole duty of man.
So today we going to find out what the whole duty of a man is. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 4 now. Come on.
The book of Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4.
Come on.
Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man.
Read it one more time.
Unto you, O men, I call.
So who did the Most High call? Read it again.
Unto you, O men, I call.
The Bible is written in the masculine way. He's talking to the men because the men reside over the head of the household. Read it from the top again.
Unto you, O men, I call.
He called the men out. Come on.
And my voice is to the sons of man.
His voice is to who?
The sons of man.
One more time.
The sons of man.
This is who the Bible is talking to. Not only in one area in this verse, it's told the whole Bible is talking to a man. And a man is supposed to teach his household. So Sirach, chapter 10, verse 1 now. The book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 1 now. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
A wise judge will instruct his people.
What would the head of the house do?
A wise judge will instruct his people.
And he's labeled as wise. Read it one more time.
A wise judge will instruct his people.
You're supposed to instruct your people, meaning your family, your brother, and your sister. And read.
And the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
A what?
And the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
We know we Israel. We don't know what words mean. The word prudent means acting with or showing care and thought for the futures. Wise, advisable, well advised, cautious, economical. This is what the word prudent means. Read it one more time for me.
A wise judge will instruct his people.
And
the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Acting, so this is to keep a cautious act is what that word goes into. Now let's look at 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. We looking at what the holy man's role is in the house. Come on.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I will have you know.
I will what?
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
The head of every man is what?
Is Christ. And the head of the woman is the man.
The man is the head of the woman. Come on.
And the head of Christ is God.
The head of Christ is God. So there's an order that has been established right here in the scriptures. The order is the Most High Yahweh, Yahushua, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ, man, woman, children. This is the order. 1 Corinthians chapter 14:40. Come on.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40.
Bring it out.
Let all things be done decently and in order.
Let them be done how?
Decently and in order.
And the decently is with quiet, patience, and understanding, and in order. We just got that order in chapter 11, verse 3. The Most High, Yahushua, man, woman, Christ. This is the order that's been set up in the Bible. I have nothing to do with thus said the Most High God. Let's look at Deuteronomy now, chapter 32 and verse 45 through 46. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verses 45 and 46.
Come on.
And Moses made an end of speaking all these words to all Israel.
Who was he talking to?
All Israel.
You so-called black Latinos and Native Americans. Read it from the top again.
And Moses made an end of speaking all these words to all Israel.
Come on.
And he said unto them, set your hearts unto all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye shall command your children to observe to do.
What should we do?
Command your children to observe to do.
Okay, that's what we supposed to do. That's it on that?
All the words of this law.
All the words of what?
This law.
This whole Bible is a book of law from Genesis to Revelation. Not just the first part they call the Torah. The entire book is a book of law. Numbers chapter 1 verse 20. We getting the role of a man. What's the man's role is, and we're about to find out when that starts. Come on.
The book of Numbers chapter 1 and verse 20. And the children of Reuben, Israel's eldest son.
The children of Reuben, this was the Seminole Indians, our brother, the firstborn. Come on.
Israel's eldest son.
He was what?
Israel's eldest son.
He was who?
Israel's eldest son.
He was the oldest out of the 12 children of Jacob. Israel, what his name got changed to? Read.
By their generations, after their families, by the house of their father.
By the house of who?
Their father.
Because you are what your father is. Come on.
According to the number of the names by their polls, every male from 20 years old.
How old?
20 years old.
How old?
20 years old.
It's not 18 and it's not 21. When did the Bible say you a man?
From every man from 20 years old
Read.
and upward, all that were able to go forth to war.
Because at this time you able to go to war, man. So America been secretly sending your children to war fresh out of high school as babies, man, from 18. That's why so many of them go across these seas fighting this white man war and they get killed, man, because they still babies according to what this Bible is. They are not supposed to be in the army, fight no wars at age 18, man. The Bible just said at age 20, they are equipped to go to war. Also, at this same age, he is able to take a wife now. Let's look at some other areas that, and now that he's 20, this is the role of a man is what we bringing out to you today. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, read.
The book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone.
Because now that you done reached age 20, it's not what?
It is not good that the man should be alone.
Come on.
I will make him a helpmeet for him.
Make him a what?
A helpmeet for him.
Everybody got a helpmeet that's on the face of this earth, man. Read. Go now to verse 24.
Verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother.
What should he do?
Leave his father and his mother.
Read it from the top again.
Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother.
At this time is talking about when the man gets to be of the age of a man. When he gets 20 years old, he's going to do what?
Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother.
Read.
And shall cleave unto his wife. And they shall be one flesh.
They're going to be one flesh, man. It's no longer two, man. Matthew chapter 19, verse 5 and 6 now. Matthew chapter 19, verse 5 and 6 now. Come on.
The book of Matthew chapter 19, verse 5 and 6.
Read.
And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother.
For what cause? The cause of taking himself a wife, man. He tired of sitting at home with mama and daddy, man. It ain't no more sucking the titty, man. He finna take it to the streets and find him a wife, man. He is this age of 20 now. Read.
And shall cleave to his wife.
What he gonna do?
Cleave to his wife.
He gonna take hold of a wife, man. Come on.
And they twain shall be one flesh.
They what?
And they twain shall be one flesh.
They gonna lock that thing up, man, and they gonna become what?
One flesh.
Read.
Wherefore they are no more twain.
They ain't no more what?
Twain.
They ain't no more two of them. They what?
But one flesh.
Nah, that's right. What the scripture said, man. This ain't. Come on.
What therefore God has joined together.
What? Who?
God has joined together.
Who put that thing together?
God has joined together.
I thought I told Big Booty Judy just laid down with and made her my wife. Who joined that thing together?
God has joined together.
Come on.
Let no man put asunder.
There ain't no man gonna break that thing apart, man. Because this is what the words of the Most High God have done said. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. Come on.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 8.
Read.
But if any provide not for his own.
What did the Bible just say?
But if any provide not for his own.
We going into the role of a man again. Come on.
Especially for those of his own house.
For those who?
Of his own house.
Not your mama and your daddy, but who?
His own house.
Going into your immediate family. Read.
He has denied the faith.
He did what?
He has denied the faith.
He done turned his back on what this Bible says, man. Read.
And is worse than an infidel.
Man, he worse than a what?
Infidel.
Man, he's super stupid, man. He turned his back on his own family, man. He's super stupid, man, according to what these scriptures say, man. That is not what he's supposed to do. He has turned his back on the beliefs of the Most High God, the instructions of the Most High Yahweh, man. Sirach, chapter 29 and verse 21. Come on. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 29, verses 21
through 25.
Through 25.
Come on.
The chief thing for life is water.
Hold on, what did the Bible just say?
The chief thing for life is water.
So the main thing you need in life is what?
Is water.
Come on.
And bread.
And what?
And bread.
Some water and something to eat. Read.
And clothing.
And what?
And clothing.
And something to close your neck and behind. Come on.
And in house to cover shame.
And then what?
And in house to cover shame.
And a house so you can bathe your butt and change clothes behind closed doors and everybody don't see you do that thing. Read that scripture from the top again.
The chief thing for life is water. And bread, and clothing, and a house to cover shame.
These are the 4 things that you need to raise a family, man, after you done came to that age of a ripe young man, man. Read it one more time for the non-believers, man. Make sure that they get this thing. Come on.
The chief thing for life is water, and bread, and clothing, and an house to cover shame. Better is the life of a poor man in a mean cottage.
What did the Bible just say?
Better is the life of a poor man in a mean cottage.
Come on.
Than delicate fare in another man's house.
Then have all of these monies and stuff and stay somewhere with another man, which is still with your mamas and daddy, or shacking up with a roommate or your friend from college and all this stuff, man. Read.
Be it little or much, hold thee content.
Do what?
Be it little or much.
So if I got a whole bunch of money or just a wee little bit, be what?
Be thee contented.
Be content, man. Come on.
That thou hear not the reproach of thy house.
That you hear not the reproach of thy house. Read.
For it is a miserable life to go from house to house.
What did the Bible just say?
For it is a miserable life to go from house to house.
Man, it's a miserable life to always be on the move, man. And it's finna tell you why that's a miserable life. Read.
For where thou art a stranger.
Because every time you move, you reintroduce yourself as a stranger to these folks' community. Read.
Thou darest not open thy mouth.
You darest not open thy mouth, and you trimming your ways, man, to get the love from the people in your new communities, man. You are not establishing who you are. And what read that top of that scripture again, man.
For it is a miserable life to go from house to house.
It's a miserable life to always be jumping house from house to house. Read.
For where thou art a stranger, thou darest not open thy mouth. Thou shalt entertain and feast and have no thanks.
You gonna entertain and feast all these people of the community, and they gonna do what?
And shall have no thanks.
They ain't gonna be studying you, man. They gonna be worried about the next time you open your door so they can mooch up off of you, man. They moochers, man. That's all our society done turned into be. Read.
Moreover, thou shalt hear bitter words.
And then they still gonna talk about you. They talked about the most righteous man on the earth, man. Then they turned around and killed him. They hung him on a tree, man. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 8 now. Come on.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 8. And having food and raiment.
Having what?
And having food and raiment.
There go two of those four things mentioned in the last scripture. Read.
Let us be therewith content.
Let's be what?
Content.
Let's be content, man. Be content with that thing. You don't need nothing else. Anything outside of that, man, you are in the midst of sin. You are acting in covetousness, man, because you want more than what the Most High said that you should already have. Sirach chapter 7. Verse 15 now. Sirach chapter 7 and verse 15 now. Come on.
The book of Sirach chapter 7 and verse 15.
Read.
Hate not laborious work.
Do what?
Hate not laborious work.
Don't be no lazy bum is what the Bible just called you, man. Read that one more time.
Hate not laborious work.
So don't be scared to get your hands dirty with the Bible saying. Come on.
Neither husbandry.
No, neither what?
Husbandry.
Read it from the top one more time.
Hate not laborious work.
Come on.
Neither husbandry.
Husbandry. We're going to find out what the meaning of that word is in just a moment. Read.
Which the Most High hath ordained.
He ordained that thing for you to be a husbandry. Now let's get the precept to that thing. Genesis chapter 9, verse 20. Come on.
The book of Genesis chapter 9 and verse 20. And Noah began to be an husbandman.
What did he begin to be?
An husbandman.
A husbandry, the same thing we just got in the previous scripture. He became a what?
A husbandman.
Come on.
And he planted a vineyard.
And he did what?
Planted a vineyard.
Now the definition of a husband there is the care, the cultivation, and the breeding of crops and animals. Conservation, economy, because the Bible, the Most High, had been set up these animals and vegetables as an economy. The white man introduced their fake money, man, into the pot and put us on it. Got us delusional in the brain, man, because we running behind something that's fake, man. We don't need that thing. The element of trade is all we need amongst our peoples, man. Wake up out this dream state that America has introduced you in this westernized part of the world. Sirach chapter 29 and verse 19 now. Come on.
The book of Sirach chapter 29 and verse 19. A wicked man transgressing the commandments of the Lord shall fall into suretyship.
Come on.
And he that undertaketh and followeth other men's business for gain shall fall into suits.
Read it one more time. Slow it down for me.
A wicked man transgressing the commandments of the Lord.
So you go. Now we finna expose a wicked man's how he transgresses God's laws. Read.
Shall fall into suretyship.
He gonna fall into suretyship. because you'll fall. Read this part right here.
And he that undertaketh and followeth other men's business.
Because your homeboy will front you that pack, man, and tell you can bring the change back. You ain't got to have it right now. You fall into another man's business ship, man. And this is not what we supposed to do with our sisters and brothers in this truth, man. Read that.
For gain.
For what?
For gain.
Because he done gave you that pack and you accepted that thing for gain, man. You thinking about your current situation. We are not supposed to be providers of the home with a sack. Come on.
Shall fall into suit.
Because you're going to fall into a lawsuit. The state versus so-and-so, man. This is where you're going to be at up in court, man. In cuffs before the judge. They going to put it, the state going to put a lawsuit on your tail for trying to come up with your own money. Y'all better listen to what this Bible says, man. It was written, man, and passed down to our people, man, to understand that thing. This is not the white man's book, man. It condemns him. Proverbs chapter 26, verse 27 now. Come on.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 26 and verse 27.
Bring it out.
Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein.
Because when you pick up that sack, man, and go out to make your brother's money, man, you done plot it off your brother's pocket, man. What did it say gonna happen to you? Read.
Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein.
You gonna fall in that same pit you done dug for your brethren, man. That's how you standing before the judge now, praying to Caesar Borzell, Jesus the Christ, what they done taught you up in church, that he gonna change something. That's why every time y'all stand up there and pray to that lame, man, you ain't never received no edifications of your blessings, man. And if you came home and you was down there doing wickedness, best to know that the devil be answering prayers too. You are not in the favor of the Most High. Read.
And he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him.
And that this trap that you done set up for your brethren, you done set that stone on the hill, man, it roll over you and crush you, man. You get caught in your own mischievousness, man. That's what the scriptures is telling you, man. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 3 now. Come on.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 3.
We going into the holy man's robe. Come on.
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
Read, say what?
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
Hold on, wait a minute. That word there a little bit too big for me. You know, we dealing with Israelites, man. We don't look up no understanding or what this is. Benevolence means the quality of being well-meaning, kindness, goodness, goodwill, charity, which means love, having compassion. Read it from the top again.
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
So meaning treat her kindly, nicely, give her love, come on.
And likewise also the wife unto the husband.
Don't get it twisted. Now the sister's supposed to give back her man the same thing, man. It's a give-receive type of thing. But being that the man is the leader of the household, he's supposed to initiate that thing first. And if you dish it out, you'll get that thing back. If you go out in the streets and kill somebody, he say, he that killed by the sword will be killed. It's the same thing. It's a cycle. And you got to initiate that thing, so-called black man. Come on. Read it one more time for me.
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence. And likewise also the wife unto the husband.
So it's a two-way street, man. It ain't just one person supposed to make no relationship work. It takes two of them. But it starts with the man. And now jump down to verse 10.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord.
Who commanded that?
The Lord.
The Yahweh, come on.
Let not the wife depart from her husband.
Let her do what?
Let not the wife depart from her husband.
And it's a man's job to be sure that and to know and to let his spouse know that there's no such thing in this Bible as divorce. We're not supposed to do that thing. Malachi chapter 2, verse 16. That is not a part of our heritage, our customs. That is not what we did. Come on.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2, and verse 16.
Read.
For the Lord, the God of Israel, says that For the Lord, the God of Israel, says that he hateth putting away.
What did he say?
He hateth putting away.
He hate divorce, man. He hate when you put your wife away for little bitty simple things, man. Read that one more time from the top.
For the Lord, the God of Israel, says that he hateth putting away.
The Yahweh Elohim of Yasharallah said what?
He hateth putting away. For one covers violence with his garment.
Well, he covered up all his sins with his what?
With his garment.
With more sins on top of sins. Come on.
Saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore, take heed to your spirit that ye deal not treacherously.
take heed to these laws, statutes, and commandments, that you will not deal treacherously with your spouses. Because we have been lied to by the white man. Ain't no use of us further in keeping these indoctrinated lies in the midst of us. Let's do away with that thing, man, and return back to the way that we supposed to come up and bring our children up now. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. Come on.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21.
So we're looking at the roles of a husband right now. Come on.
For even hereunto were ye called.
Well, we were did what?
Were ye called.
We were called from the very beginning. That's the reason you waking up in 2017. It's not because somebody done accidentally told you something and you all of a sudden now you got an epiphany of who you are. This was ordained and wrote down by the Most High before we ever took a breath. Come on.
Because Christ also suffered for us.
He did what?
Suffered for us.
That's what he came and got hung on the tree for. He suffered for who?
Suffered for us.
Come on.
Leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps.
So he left an example. When he came in the flesh as what the Bible states him as Jesus, we know his name to be Yahushua. He came and walked in the flesh as a what? An example of how to do that thing, to get that promise of everlasting life that is listed to us and promised to us in this Bible. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. Come on.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7.
Read.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Do what?
Dwell with them according to knowledge.
But the husband is supposed to dwell with his spouse according to what?
Knowledge.
Knowledge of this Bible, man. That's the only thing that's going to make anything any better. It's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. Read.
Giving honor unto the wife.
Giving what?
Giving honor unto the wife.
Giving her what?
Honor unto the wife. As unto the weaker vessel.
Because we understand that the woman is the weaker vessel. She has to take care of the kids. She got to clean the clothes. She got to keep you got to cook her king something to eat, man. This is the thing. Read it from the top again.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Deal with them according to this Bible. Come on.
Giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel.
We understand that she is not built like us to handle these precious situations, man. Read.
And as being heirs together of the grace of life.
Because she will get the same promise that you gonna get if you lead her in a rightful manner. Read.
That your prayers be not hindered.
Because if you do not handle your prayer with your wife in a correct manner, your prayers will not reach the Most High. They are being hindered. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 23 now. Come on.
The book of Ephesians chapter 5, verse 23.
Come on.
For the husband is the head of the wife.
What did the scripture just say?
For the husband is the head of the wife.
Same thing we read in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. Read it from the top again.
For the husband is the head of the wife.
The husband is the head of the household.
Even as Christ is the head of the church.
Because the husband in the house is mirrored to Christ in the church. He's the head of the church. Read.
And he is the savior of the body.
And just like he is the savior to the church, meaning the body is representative of the church, the man is the savior of the household. Come on. Jump down to verse 25 for me.
Verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church.
Read that one more time.
Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loves the church.
And the man's supposed to love his wife the same way that Yahushua loved the body, meaning the church. He gave his life up for that thing, man. That's the same way we supposed to feel about our women. Come on.
And gave himself for it.
And did what?
Gave himself for it.
He gave his life for the church because he really believed in that thing, man. That's how we supposed to indoctrinate our women with knowledge of this truth, man, and then stand upon what we believe in, man. Because you'll give your life for something you believe in. That's the same way we believe in we supposed to establish our women to be, and we'll die for that thing after we done put in that work for her, man, and got her where we need her to be according to these statute laws and commandments, man. Come on, jump down to verse 28 for me now.
Verse 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies.
What did the Bible just say?
So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies.
So a man is supposed to love his wife is the same way that he loved himself.
He that loveth his wife loveth himself.
Any man that loveth his wife in turn is a circle because there are no more two. They one. If he love his wife, he actually showing love for himself, man, because you got to give love to get love back. Verse 33 now.
Verse 33. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife even as himself.
There they go again, saying the same thing. Read.
And the wife see that she reverence her husband.
She does what?
Reverence her husband.
Give her husband respect in all manner, because he could have learned this truth and kept it from you. He hated you so bad and let you die in the midst of this world. But when he teach you these laws, statutes, and commandments, you are supposed to give reverence to him as your Lord. It's scriptures in here that say, worship your man as you did the Lord. That's in Ephesians chapter 5. We just looked over, but that's not the point of today's topic. Today's topic is pointing out the man, the roles of a man. Psalms chapter 78, verse 5 through 7 now. Read that for me.
The book of Psalms, chapter 78, verses 5 through 7.
Come on.
For he established a testimony in Jacob.
He did what?
Established a testimony in Jacob.
The testimony was these laws, statutes, and commandments that he gave Moses to give to us on Mount Sinai back in the gap. Come on.
And appointed a law in Israel.
He did what?
Appointed a law in Israel.
Because only Israel was given the laws, statutes, and commandments. Come on.
Which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children.
That they should make them known to who?
To their children.
This is the job of the man. He's the leader of the household. He's supposed to do what?
Make them known to their children. That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children.
What they should do?
Rise and declare them to their children.
So if they able to declare something to their children, you know first off that they got them right. This is the job of the role of a man, man. He's supposed to deliver these laws, statutes, and commandments to his seeds and teach his seeds to teach the next seeds after him. This is the acts of what the Bible is teaching us in this black community. But over here in America, that we have forgotten about our heritage, man. They have turned us into whoremongers and bots, man. Read.
That they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments.
What did they should do? Set their what?
That they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments.
Now, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 17. Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 17. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 17.
Read.
Ye shall diligently keep the commandments of the Lord your God.
You shall what?
Diligently keep the commandments of the Lord your God. And his testimonies.
And what?
And his testimonies.
Come on.
And his statutes.
And what?
And his statutes.
Read.
Which he has commanded thee.
That's what we supposed to do. We got that order from Moses that came from the Most High, from way back in when we left Egypt, man. We got this before we even entered into the promised land. And the reason we got the law before we entered that then we would enter there in a rightful manner, man, and kick that thing off the way it's supposed to be. Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 21 now. Come on.
The book of Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 21.
Read.
And thou shalt not let, thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech.
Read that one more time.
And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech.
Now we going into the roles of a daddy. We going into the roles of a man and the parentship. This is what he should do now. What?
And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech.
We shouldn't let them pass through the fires of Molech. And you might scratch your head and say, what the Bible talking about? We should not let him take up the practices of your birthdays, Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving Day, Xmas Day. All of these atrocities that America done introduced us is actually teaching them to pass through the fires of hell. The anger and the wrath of the Most High is what the fire is labeling out and talking about right there. Because God gonna burn them up, man. If you teaching this garbage, man, and they teaching their kids, man, he gonna burn them up, man. When he come back and he say, a fire proceeded before me. When he purge this earth, man, they gonna get caught up in the purge, man. That's why I always tell them, man, keep that barbecue sauce in your pocket, man, so you'll be a good solid smell to the Most High when he barbecue your tail for not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Come on.
Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord.
Because you profaning that thing, acting like he ain't real when he done delivered us up out of Egypt and did all these plagues and everything that he called to go up there, man. He did all of that for us, man. Act like you know what time it is, man. Act like you got some sense of what's going on, and stop believing all this stuff that is in these textbooks and stuff. First Timothy chapter 6 verse 20 tell you that science is fake. Don't believe the science that they done taught you at school, man. All these history books, man, they only go so far keeping you talking about slavery. You ain't never learned what happened to you before then till somebody introduced you to the real truth of this Bible, man. Act like you know it, man. Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6 now. Come on.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6.
Read.
Train up a child in the way he should go.
Do what?
Train up a child in the way he should go.
Be sure you teach them exactly what they need to know. Come on.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
And when he get old, he ain't going to depart from it. He going to start to teach his children when he has some of the same thing that he was taught. This is what we got to do. It's too many times that our children are having children and dropping them back off at the granny's house and leaving them for days at a time because they ain't done learned nothing, man. It's time to break these chains of this stupidity stuff that we've been raised in and continue to stay in the midst of sin, man. Let's return to the fold, man. Keep these laws, statutes, commandments, and get the kingdom, man. That's the goal that was at the end of the day that we must achieve, or we'll be stuck in this captivity, man, forever, man. It's time for us to wake up, Israel. Sirach chapter 7, verse 23 to 25. Proverbs, 31. We in Sirach chapter 30, verse 1. Let's start there. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 1.
Come on.
He that loveth his son causes him oft to feel the rod.
So if you love your children, you often bust his tail up when he step out of line. Read.
That he may have joy of him in the end.
Because if you don't whoop him right now, they going to go out there in the world and do something stupid. You're going to get a knock at your door. We sorry to tell you that so-and-so, we found him dead around the corner. They said he was your son. Because you ain't brought him up right. We got to bring our children up according to these laws, statutes, and commandments, or we done, man. You might well get your black dress and a suit ready, man, because you ain't doing nothing but teaching them the ways of the world. You teaching them to get ready for death, man. The wages of sin is death, man. You ain't doing nothing but setting them up to die, man. Now, Sirach chapter 32, verse 7 now. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 7.
Read.
Speak, young man.
Do what?
Speak, young man, if there be need of thee. And yet scarcely when thou art twice asked.
This is where the scriptures, they get that saying, speak when you're spoken to, or else be quiet. Read it one more time.
Speak, young man, if there be need of thee.
If I ask you to say something, that's when you speak. Other than that, be your butt quiet. Read.
And yet scarcely when thou art twice asked.
And when when an elder or somebody asks you something, don't be in come on with it, man, and speak very hastily, man, meaning fast, man. Come on with it. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 15 now. Come on.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
What's bound in the heart of our children?
Foolishness.
Read it from the top.
Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
Read it one more time.
Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
What's bound in the hearts of our children?
Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
Because I was foolishness when from birth. I was foolish, man. So you can't tell me nothing about being foolish, man. Come on.
But the rod of correction shall...
But the what?
But the rod of correction.
The what?
The rod of correction.
Come on.
Shall drive it far from him.
Once you get that rear end busted up when you get caught in doing this wickedness, man, you learn not to go down that alley no more. You stay off them alleys and stay on the main street. Because you know you're going to get your rear end busted up, especially by me. Sirach chapter 7, verse 23 and 25 now. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verses 23 through 25.
Come on.
Hast thou children? Instruct them and bow down their neck from their youth.
Start from the top again.
Hast thou children? Instruct them and bow down their neck from their youth.
Instruct them means to teach them something. What to teach them? Laws, statutes, and commandments. Bow down their neck. What is it talking about? Cause them to do work, man, so they won't grow up and be a lazy and be a burden to somebody else. Read that thing again.
Hast thou children? Instruct them and bow down their neck from their youth.
Bow down their neck from their youth. Make them respect you. Man, how to respect you? By giving them chores and things to do around the house instead of sit up and play video games all day. It's time for us to teach these children something, man. So when we turn them loose, they won't embarrass us out here in these streets, man. Come on.
Hast thou daughters?
Has thou what?
Hast thou daughters?
Come on.
Have a care of their body.
Teach them how to care for themselves, how to keep their bodies, take baths, keep their hair looking like something instead of these little thoughts. You catch them Sunday through Thursday, early Friday. You don't know what to even say about them. But you see them later on that night, Friday and Saturday night. Woo-wee. They looking tight as I don't know what. You ready to take one of them home then. They get a nigga all caught up in his lust. But you catch them at the first of the week until the latter part, man, you don't even know what to say about them. Come on.
And show not thyself cheerful toward them.
And don't show thyself cheerful toward the wickedness that they do. Read it from the top again.
Hast thou daughters?
Have you a daughter?
Have a care of their body.
Teach them how to care for themselves.
And show not thyself cheerful toward them.
Don't show yourself cheerful toward the wickedness, the foolishness that they often get themselves into if you don't intercede. Come on.
Marry thy daughter.
Do what?
Marry thy daughter.
Find somebody that you can pass her off to into marriage.
And so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
And you have been doing a good deed, man, because we supposed to pass our daughters off to righteous men. Come on.
But give her to a man of understanding.
Give her to what?
A man of understanding.
And in the early lesson, we found out how you get understanding through the fear of God. And that's how you first get the part of wisdom, which leads to understanding, man. Don't pass your daughter off to the local neighborhood drug dealer. Don't pass off to the boy that you seen that work at the marketplace, man, even though he seemed like he's the right person, man. If they ain't keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, you breaking God's commandments, man. We must return to keeping these, thus said the Most High. So, Rock, chapter 26, verse 10 now. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 10.
Come on.
If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straightly.
If you read it from the top again.
If thy daughter be shameless.
So if it's hard to embarrass your daughter, if she come from the projects, you know, they'll do anything. It's hard to embarrass them kind. Come on.
Keep her in straightly.
Keep her in straightly. Why does the Bible say keep her in straightly? Because, man, if she hard to be embarrassed, you'll catch her in the Burger King bathroom making out, man. You'll catch her in McDonald's bathroom working out, man. Why you at in the mall, man? She done snuck off to the bathroom, man. Come on.
Lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
You done gave her too much freedom, man. Now she thinks she grown. She'll do what she want to do. She'll back that thing up in the bathroom, man, or anywhere, man. This is what the Bible telling you, man. We must return and show these children, our wives, what we supposed to do. This is the duty of a man. Sirach, chapter 42, verse 9 through 11 now. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 42, verses 9 through 11. The father waketh for the daughter.
He does what?
Waketh for the daughter.
Come on.
When no man knoweth.
When nobody don't know that thing, man, he waking up in the middle of the night thinking about what he gonna do with his daughter, man. Come on.
And the care for her taketh away sleep.
And thinking about how to take care of his daughter and who he gonna pass her off to, he does what?
And the care for her taketh away sleep.
Man, I don't get much sleep, man. Come on.
When she is young.
When she what?
When she is young.
Come on.
Lest she pass away the flower of her age.
And then I'm always thinking about trying to keep her in bounds because she'll do what?
Pass away the flower of her age.
She'll give away her virginity, man, to a bum, man. Come on.
And being married.
And being what?
Married.
And being what?
Married.
Because sex is the constitution of a marriage, man. Come on.
Lest she should be hated.
She'll be hated, man, when she take a husband, because he gonna say, we as Israelite men supposed to take up virgin wives. We gonna go up into this sister right here and say, hold on, wait a minute, brother. I thought you said that this was a virgin daughter. You done passing me off for that. He upset now, man. The brother upset, man, because you ain't passed him out what we supposed to been getting, man. It's just like selling me some rotten fruit at the supermarket, man. But you told me that thing was right. Come on.
In her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house.
And that's an embarrassment, man. If you got a daughter and she come up and she pregnant in her father's house, man. She ain't had no business having no daughter, no baby up under your roof, man. This is when she's supposed to be in the home and comfort of her husband. Them the things that he's supposed to been taking care of. She ain't supposed to been up under my roof and pregnant taking care of baby, man. Read.
And having an husband, lest she should misbehave herself.
And having a what?
And husband, lest she should misbehave herself.
And if you let these girls go off to college, out of your sight, man, she gonna misbehave herself is what these scriptures telling you, man. You better keep an eye on these things, man. Them young things down there, it be warm and be itching, man. They trying to get a scratch. Come on.
And when she is married.
And when she what?
Married.
Come on.
Lest she should be barren.
But yeah, because you be done thotted yourself out and had all kind of children before you got married. When you got married, man, you done got your tube tied. You done been jumped up and down like a trampoline. You can't even have to do, man, no babies, man. Nigga don't want that in his life, man. Man, he's upset and he mad now. He trying to take her back to the store where he got her from. Come on.
Keep a sure watch.
Do what?
Keep a sure watch.
You better keep your eyes on top of the sisters, man.
Over a shameless daughter.
Because if she ain't hard to be embarrassed, man, you better keep a puking eye on top of her, man. Because she'll get out of line quick on you, dog.
Lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies.
She gonna make us a what?
Laughing stock to thine enemies.
Man, you got that nigga fool, man, thinking his daughter a virgin, man. She been hitting everybody in the neighborhood. Come on.
And a byword in the city.
And they done calling the outsider name. What that the byword is, we know it to be a B-I-I. Come on.
And a reproach among the people.
And a correction among the people, man, because the white folks laughing at what they done did to us, man. Come on.
And make thee ashamed before the multitude.
The multitudes of the nations, man, know who we are, man, and they done reduced us to the bottom of the food chain, man, to make money off of us, man, and they laughing at the state that we are in and keeping ourselves in because we won't wake up and return to the law, statutes, and commandments. Let's find out how we got that way. Psalms 83 now, come on.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 3.
Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Read it again.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Not the white man. The nations have did what?
Taking crafty counsel against thy people.
Against the Israelites, come on.
And consulted against thy hidden one.
And he done kept our identity hid from us so they can keep their foot in our back and make money off us. That's why he got these holidays every month. It's all about the money, man. It's all about the Benjamins, man. That's all they care about, man, over here in this westernized part of the world, man. Y'all better wake up and return back to what got us to what we supposed to be, kings and queens of the earth, and not this old thoughts and hoarder men that we done turned in to be. Philippians chapter 3, verse 12 through 14 now. Come on.
The book of Philippians chapter 3, verses 12 through 14.
And I ain't gonna hold you much longer, but we gonna be sure that we precept your tail to sleep on these issues. So when you wake up, man, you got a better understanding when you get through messing with these Judanites. Come on.
Not as though I had already attained.
Say what?
Not as though I had already attained.
Instead of strive for the prize, man. Don't act like you already got with that thing. What did the scripture say again from the top?
Not as though I had already attained.
I ain't gonna sit here and act like I done already attained everything that the Bible say. Come on.
Either were already perfect.
I sit here and act before y'all and anybody that I'm already perfect. Come on.
But I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Christ Jesus.
And I'm going to keep on pursuing what the Most High done put out there for me to get. Because the only way I don't get it, if I give up, that's the only way you lose, man. You don't play in the game, you don't win, man. You give up, you lose, man. So, but if you steady strive for the prize, you're going to achieve that thing through your Hawashah, Hamashiach. Come on.
Brethren.
Who?
Brethren.
Who?
Brethren.
The Israelite brethren. Come on.
I count not myself to have apprehended.
I don't count myself as to be done got or obtained whatever it is I'm seeking for. Come on.
But this one thing I do.
But this one thing I know I done claim. Come on.
Forgetting those things which are behind.
I forgot about the times I done went to prison, when I used to be out there on the street corners, and all of those monstrosities that I used to do. They have gotten behind me. I cannot change that. Come on.
And reaching forth unto those things which are before.
But I can change my destiny, the things that have not happened, by changing this moment right here. I can change my future. If you sit on your butt, you're going to reap nothing. If you get up and work for something, you'll have something. Read.
I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling.
What do?
I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus.
Because through the calling that he has called me to wake up and I press toward it, I'm going to achieve that thing. Sitting here on my butt, acting like I'm saved, man. He say, thee who go to the end shall be saved. You ain't saved, so-called Christians. You better wake up, man. You got a fire waiting with your name on that thing, man, when he knock your top off. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 now. Come on.
The book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 9.
Come on.
And let us not be weary in well-doing.
Don't be weary in the stuff that you got going on. Don't get tired of the present march that you striving for the Most High. Come on.
For in due season.
In what?
In due season.
When?
In due season.
In due season, a time appointed for you. Come on.
We shall reap.
We gonna reap. We gonna harvest what we've been working for.
If we faint not.
If you don't quit. If you don't go unconscious. If you don't die. That's what the scriptures is telling you. Sirach chapter 4, verse 10 now. Sirach chapter 4, verse 10 now. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
Be as a father unto the fatherless.
Be what?
Be as a father unto the fatherless.
Because the reason a lot of these little knuckleheads are out here acting the way it is because they don't have no father. When you find one that'll listen to you, be a what?
Be as a father unto the fatherless.
Come on.
And instead of a husband unto their mother.
And to their mother, because she needs somebody to steer her straight. We ain't say tipping there, hey, go to the corner store and then try to rock in there and hit Big Booty Judy while he going down to the corner store. That is not what the word is talking about. Read it from the top again.
Be as a father unto the fatherless.
Be as a father to the ones who don't have a father. They in prison, dead, ain't around. Come on.
And instead of an husband unto their mother.
Instead of a husband into their mother, something like a husband into their mother. Keep them in the right path. Come on.
So shalt thou be as the son of the Most High.
And then the Most High will look at you as you did what you supposed to do. You are a son of the Most High. Come on.
And he shall love thee.
And he shall what?
And he shall love thee.
Come on.
More than thy mother does.
And he gonna love you. The Most High say he gonna love you more than your mother does. That's a whole bunch of love because your mother loves you when you right or wrong. So it's telling you that the Most High gonna love you even more than that. Just to give you an example, because a lot of us don't have no idea of what love is. So we use analogies. The Bible even uses analogies to give you the realization of what the scriptures are talking about. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2 through 7 now. Come on.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 3, verses 2 through 7. A bishop then must be blameless.
Now we going into a man's role inside our gatherings because we constitute as a church. We don't need a building, but it's better if we have somewhere that we can congregate out of the cold, out of the heat. But this is what the role of a man should be inside these gatherings that we partake in. Read that from the top again.
A bishop then must be blameless.
He must be what?
Blameless.
You must not be able to find flaws or be able to, and we're not saying that no man sins or what have you, but you shouldn't be able to say, man, I seen him at the corner store eyeballing Big Booty Judy when she came out the store, man. You shouldn't be able to say that. He should be blameless. Come on.
The husband of one wife.
He should have one wife because even though the Bible teaches that a man can have multiple wives, if you got multiple wives, you ain't going to be able to keep down these laws, statutes, and commandments correctly outside of your house to be able to edify the people because you got too many problems going on at your house, man. Come on.
Vigilant,
meaning keeping being cautious about certain things, making sure that you don't fall out of order. Come on.
sober,
Being sober, you ain't drunk all the time because we need you to make conscious decisions. Come on.
of good behavior,
Being good behavior, not breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments, but keeping the laws. Come on.
given to hospitality,
Giving to hospitality, meaning kind when the time presents itself. Come on.
apt to teach,
Apt to teach when the time presents itself. Come on.
not given to wine,
Not given to wine again, being sober.
no striker,
No striker, meaning I forgot what the no striker. No striker. Say no striker. We ain't going on strike against nothing because we too busy preaching the word of the Most High. We ain't worried about striking or putting up no defense outside of something just because we didn't get our way at the job place. Forget that junk, man. Come on.
not greedy of filthy lucre,
Not guilty of filthy lucre, meaning the things that cause you to be outside of the law, statutes, and commandments. Come on.
but patient,
But what?
but patient,
Because that's what we gonna need with a bunch of Yashiatas, man, that already label us as a stiff-necked, hard-hearted people. Read.
not a a brawler.
Not a brawler, mean I ain't easy to get in no fight, man, but don't get it twisted, because I'll be like Peter, man, or do the Nehemiah to you in a heartbeat. Come on.
Not covetous.
Not covetous. I ain't wanting outside of what I already got, man. I'll fix what I got to get what I need, man. Come on.
One that ruleth well his own house.
One that doeth what?
Ruleth well his own house.
Because if you can't rule over your house, you can't take care of no business for the Most High. Read.
Having his children in subjection with all gravity.
Having all of them down to earth, man. They ain't all over the place, man. I got them all the way across the board, sitting out level, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Come on.
For if a man know not how to rule his own house.
Because if he don't know how to rule his own house, we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. Come on.
How shall he take care of the church of God?
Because how you going to take care of a congregation of people if you can't run your house properly, man? This is what the scriptures is telling you. Come on.
Not a novice.
Not a what?
Not a novice.
Uh-huh.
Lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil.
And don't get all beside yourself because you might been toting all your business and get to the end in your head like you got helium in it and you're floating way up there like the Goodyear blimp. Because what it said you'll do?
Fall into the condemnation of the devil.
You'll bust your head and end up in the congregation of the devil, man. They got a spot already arranged for you.
Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without.
He must have a what?
A good report of them which are without.
He must have a good report of them without, meaning on the outside, the people that's viewing me, they should have nothing to be able to step to me and blame me for. Come on.
Lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil.
Because I fall into correction, and from being corrected, I fall into the snare that the devil has set for me, man. This is what the scriptures is talking about. Titus, chapter 1, verse 6 through 9 now. Bring it out.
The book of Titus, chapter 1, verses 6 through 9.
Come on.
If any be blameless.
If any what?
Be blameless.
If you can't find sin on the brother.
The husband of one wife.
The husband of one wife, because if you got too many of them things, the Bible teaches that you can have more than one wife, because we started off, Abraham had 2 wives, Jacob had 4 wives. Isaiah chapter 4 said, at that time, meaning the second coming of Christ, several women should take hold of one man. So if that's the beginning and that's the end, in the middle, man, it ain't nothing changed, man. But over here in America, man, they done scrambled your noodles, man. Y'all don't understand what this Bible talking about. Read it one more time.
If any be blameless.
If any be blameless.
The husband of one wife.
But you need to have one wife to be able to try to teach a congregation or a group of people, because you'll have too much time in your household to put forth any effort to anything else. Come on.
Having faithful children, not accused of riot or unruly.
Having faithful children, they ain't never been accused of what?
Riot or unruly.
They have not been found to break any laws. Come on.
For a bishop must be blameless.
He must be what?
Blameless.
Come on.
As the steward of God.
As a what?
As the steward of God.
Taking care of the business of the Most High. Come on.
Not self-will.
Not self-will, because ain't nothing that I'm doing presently right now. Any one of you that personally know me, know I take the back seat, man, and get out your way. You won't even know I'm there, man. But because the Most High God say I have blood on my hand, if I sit there and watch my brother and continue on in sin, I got up off my tail, man, and went to work for the Most High. Come on.
Not soon angry.
Not soon angry. I used to have a flying temper, but I done learned to be patient through these scriptures now, man. Come on.
Not given to wine.
Not given to wine. I never been a drinker, man, and now I know why. Come on.
No striker.
No striker. I don't be outside all the time trying to call, hey, let's go on a strike for what we believe in. Forget that nonsense of believing these laws, statutes, and commandments, fools. Come on.
Not given to filthy lucre.
Not given to none of that old atrocity that cause you to break the laws.
But a lover of hospitality.
Love hospitality, being kind to my brothers and sisters in this truth, man. And even the ones that's trying to wake up, I'm patient and got plenty of love for them. Come on.
A lover of good men.
A lover of good men. Good men, I ain't no homo, but I'm talking about the ones who keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Come on.
Sober.
Sober. I don't get drunk.
Just.
I'm honest.
Holy.
I'm holy, meaning separate from all that foolishness.
Temperate.
Temperate. I don't get mad quick.
Holding fast the faithful word as he has been taught.
And you can't break my understanding of what I know to be true unless you come with statutes, precepts out this Bible. Come on.
That he may be able, by sound doctrine, both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers.
Right, because I will bust the gainsayer's head, precept upon precept. I hit you with so many of them things, I had you spinning like a tornado, man. 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 17. Second Timothy, come on.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, and verse 17. That the man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good work.
Read it again from the top.
That the man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works.
We know we can't be perfect, but it's a strive and a race to try to do that thing. And so then by doing it, we'll be found perfect by striving for that thing, by repenting, confessing, and repentance. That's how you get salvation, man. Peep your error. Evaluate yourself. Know where you messed up yesterday and don't make the same atrocities, man, the same mistakes and things, man. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Psalms chapter 1, verse 1 through 6 now. Come on.
The book of Psalms, chapter 1, verses 1 through 6.
Read.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Blessed is he that don't be on the street corner now that he in this truth, walking around with them, act like we hanging and stuff. You can go down there and reprove them, meaning correct them, but you're not supposed to be hanging with these folks, man. A married couple and a single couple can't be hanging out together because one another, somebody gonna give way. And I can tell you, it's gonna be the married couple that's gonna give way to that whoredom and be in the midst of divorcement and all type of sins. Come on.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners.
Don't stand, come on.
Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Don't be this. So it's telling you, do not be in these crowds, man. We supposed to be holy, meaning separate. Come on.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
Our delight should be in what?
The law of the Lord.
Come on.
And in his law does he meditate day and night.
In the law I do what?
Meditate day and night.
I'm always studying what thus said the Most High, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Read.
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season.
Right, because I'm always studying. It's like I'm plugged into the Most High. My fruit look excellent, man, and bigger than the GMO products that you buy at the store and poison yourself. Come on.
His leaf also shall not wither.
My leaves ain't never gonna wither, man. I'm gonna be greener than the cypress tree in the wintertime, dummies. Come on.
And whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Whatever I put my hand to gonna prosper. Thus said the Most High.
The ungodly are not so.
The ungodly, you can look at them. They be up and down like a seesaw, man.
But are like the shaft which the wind driveth away.
Then throw a piece of paper out there in the street and watch to see which way it go. It be round here 1 minute, the next hour it be up the street that way, the next hour you come back and it be in the other direction. Come on.
Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment.
They ain't gonna stand in the judgment. They gonna get swept off their feet by that firmament fire. Come on.
Nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous.
The sinners ain't never gonna be in the congregation of the righteous. I guess that's why we be sitting up in here with the righteous. All the rest of you niggas is out in the street, man, is telling you you're sinners. Come on.
For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous.
He knoweth the way that we gonna take, man. Come on.
But the way of the ungodly shall perish.
The way of the ungodly gonna do the sin. The wages of sin is death, man. That's all you gonna get from that thing. 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 13 through 14 now. Come on.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verses 13 and 14.
Read.
Watch ye, stand fast in the faith. Quit you like men. Be strong.
Be strong is what this is going out to the men. Come on.
Let all your things be done with charity.
Let it all be done with love, man. That's 13 and 14. Okay, we about to end that thing the same way we started it. Ecclesiastes, verse 12, 13 and 14 now. Come on.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verses 13 and 14.
Read.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
So today we got the conclusion of the whole matter. We know what the role of a man is today after listening to this lesson from Judah Knights. Come on.
Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
That's the first part of what you got to do to get some understanding out this book. Come on.
And keep his commandments.
And keep his commandments. And after you start keeping some commandments, it ain't going to happen all of a sudden. It's going to fall into play for you, man. It's not going to happen overnight. Always remember the saying, Rome was not built in a night, man. In one day, come on.
For this is the whole duty of man.
This is the whole duty of a man, to to establish fear, and to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Come on.
For God shall bring every work into judgment.
He gonna bring all your works, good or bad, into judgment.
With every secret thing.
Everything, all your stuff you've been hiding in your closet, man, is gonna get exposed.
Whether it be good or whether it be evil.
And if you're trying to do away with all them evils, it said that when you become a new creature, repent, confess and repent, you become a new creature. All of your past sins are wiped away. So if you're trying to get them skeletons out the closet, this the best way for you. Or other than that, you're going to get exposed in the end of time and your top knocked off. We appreciate y'all joining in with us in the Lion's Den. We live. We closing out. Judah Knights of Israel. From all of us, we say shalom.
Shalom.